Hi, I'm Danielle. Welcome to my perfume journal. Every month I recap the perfumes I've worn the most. I talk about what I've been sampling and what I've generally been into over the course of the month. So we'll start out with the most worn perfumes. There were 3 perfumes I really wore quite a bit this month. So we will start out with this decant of Incarnata from Anatole Lebreton that I wore 10 times this month. I have been talking about this perfume a lot lately because I've been on a quest to find a perfume that smells exactly like L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick. There are so many lipsticky scents out there. Each one of them has like its own kind of take on the lipstick perfume genre. And as I've been sniffing between the perfumes I'm sampling and the actual lipstick, I have realized just how much violet there is in the L'Oreal lipstick scent. It's very, very, very violety. Lots of ionones in there. And rose, of course. The rose violet combo is that classic lipsticky kind of scent. You get that waxiness probably from orris, and with the lipstick, probably from the actual material used to make the lipstick itself, not just the scent added to the lipstick. So, where Incarnata really wins is in the vintage waxiness. The opening of this perfume is perfect. It smells exactly like a tube of vintage Avon lipstick. And then as it develops, to me, it becomes very spicy and it smells just like a stick of big red gum, cinnamon gum. And gum also has a little bit of that like waxy kind of a quality to it. And so, even though it wasn't quite what I was looking for originally, I have really grown to love this scent and I am seriously considering a bottle. And side note, I love the atomizer on this decant. It's really, really good quality. It was my first time ordering anything from Scent Split. Normally I get my decants secondhand, but this was a great experience ordering from them, and I found the quality of their decants to be exceptional. Next is Shalimar L'Essence from Guerlain that I wore 12 times this month. I have mentioned in several previous videos that for years I had what I call Shalimar paralysis. In other words, I loved so many versions of Shalimar so much that I couldn't decide which one to get and add to my collection. And because of that, I missed out on some real Shalimar gems like the Millesime Iris, the Tonka, the Jasmine. I missed out on the Filtra, which I adore, and my 2 all-time favorite Shalimars, the Eau de Cologne and the L'Initiale. And now all of these are really, really hard to find and they're very pricey. And so when Shalimar turned 100 and Guerlain released this 100th anniversary flanker, I decided to just quit the indecisiveness and buy the damn bottle. And I'm so glad I did because I love this Shalimar. Where I always found the EDP and to some extent the EDT to be a little difficult to wear on me personally because of the leatheriness, this Shalimar works wonderfully on me. It still has that like deep, almost smoky quality of the original Shalimar, but in this version, the jasmine in the mid is replaced with Madagascar or bourbon vanilla, and it gives the Shalimar DNA some extra rich creaminess that I just love. And I'm thrilled to have this bottle, which is probably why I wore it 12 times this month. And then we have Luminous from La Perla. I wore this 12 times this month as well. And this was newly added to my collection. So maybe just a little bit of recency bias here, but I think this will be a long time love. This is a very straightforward, very clean, fresh, slightly woody scent. It has ambrette, jasmine, and cedar. So for years, Myth from Ellis Brooklyn was one of my signature scents, and I would put Luminous in a similar category as Myth. They don't smell alike, but they both have that kind of like crisp white shirt kind of quality to them. Simple, classic sophistication. I actually like Luminous even more than I liked Myth when I started wearing it around 2016 or so. And Luminous also fits into a category of scents that I find myself more and more drawn to lately. That kind of like easy wearing, very uncomplicated scent profile. You don't have to sit with this one to experience all of the different phases of the wear. You don't have to think hard about it. It's just wonderfully easy to wear, wonderful to smell all day, every day. And until I heard Wendy mention this perfume on her channel, I don't think I would have ever known about it. And even if I had stumbled on it, I don't think I would have even given this one a second look. I probably would have passed it on by, but I'm so glad Wendy talked about it. And I'm really glad I took the chance on it because now it is one of the best perfumes in my current collection. And I always say, and I truly do believe, that I cannot stand perfume snobbery, but I'm going to make an exception to that rule when it comes to a really good atomizer. Like, I'm going to admit right here and now that I am an atomizer snob. So, a bad atomizer, those are the ones that make the perfume come out like in a stream, sort of like a bottle of like kitchen or bathroom cleaner when you turn the little knob from spray to stream. Those are the worst. But this is the complete opposite of that. It's like a soft, light mist. It is so amazing. When I put this on, I literally do 32 sprays of this perfume. I'm not even joking. I wore this 12 times this month and look at the dent. It's not huge. And that's because that's how fine the mist is. I love that. It just spreads the perfume so evenly and so lightly, and it's perfect. And so I give extra bonus points to La Perla for this exceptional atomizer. And I don't always show this every month, but my little scent of the day and scent of the night color-coded trackers have been so much fun to do this year. I got this idea from other journal YouTubers who do this to kind of like keep track of everything from the temperature outside to how much water they drink in a day to their monthly cycles, all kinds of things. And mostly for me, this is just part of the fun of building a habit of winding down every night with my perfume journal. It's become such a relaxing, creative outlet for me and my slight obsession with statistics. And once again, I could see this month that I wore a lot of florals during the day, very light ones. And at night, I was wearing a lot more like deeper florals and ambers. So I've really enjoyed seeing my scent of the day and my scent of the night trackers fill up this year. And I've already got my pages all ready in my perfume journal for 2026. So this month, I received a load of samples from friends, but I didn't have a ton of time to really try them all out and sit with them. I had a lot going on this month, but I did sample a bunch of things that I can talk about. So one perfume I fully sampled this month was Angelique Noire from Guerlain. This is a wonderful green vanilla with pink pepper and cedarwood. And then, as the name would suggest, there's Angelica, giving it a really green aromatic quality that teeters on resinous in a really good way. This is the kind of vanilla perfume in the neighborhood of like Eau Duelle from Diptyque or Lalique Le Parfum. It's not a sweet, gooey vanilla. It's not a bakery vanilla. It's not a vanilla bean. This is a green, aromatic, very sophisticated vanilla, and I really enjoyed sampling this. I sampled Mystic Incense from the Merchant of Venice when I was preparing for my video on chocolate perfumes. I had a little traveler of this one and I was trying to think of something that was similar to Adorum. That's an incense perfume that I talk about a lot, but it's no longer available. So I was trying to think of something in the same neighborhood. So Mystic Incense is in the same neighborhood as Adorum, but with a bit more sweetness and fruitiness. Both Mystic Incense and Adorum are essentially cocoa incense perfumes, but where Adorum is like drier and dustier, Mystic Incense brings in some dried fruit notes and some caramel. And both perfumes give the feeling of like an old church or a cathedral, but imagine it has been transformed into like a pop-up restaurant. This is not to say that either one is a gourmand, they are not, but they do have some edible notes that come through without disrupting the fact that they are at their core really wonderful incense perfumes. I also sampled Un Bois Vanille from Serge Lutens, and this was a major, major love for me. I had tried this one on blotters before, but I never had the chance to like properly wear it. And I'm so glad that I did because I drained the entire sample in one day. And I did this because the opening of this perfume is so flippin' fantastic. I just wanted to keep smelling it again and again and again. This is a really simple note profile. It's just vanilla, licorice, and sandalwood. It's a great example of how beautiful less is more can be in perfumery. And Bois Vanille is like a true ensemble piece. None of the notes ever step on top of each other. They don't talk over one another. They just harmonize together perfectly. This is soft, it's slightly sweet, it's slightly woody, it's slightly spicy, it's slightly waxy, it's slightly smoky, it's slightly powdery. It's a lot of slightlys in this one, which is another reason why I kept respraying it. Like as the perfume fades out, it's like you want to constantly experience that initial burst of that vanilla, that licorice, that creamy sandalwood. And you can do that without feeling like you've totally overdone it. Like you can keep applying it and it doesn't get heavier on you. It just almost kind of melts into your skin. It's all very hazy and airbrushed. And I thought this was wonderful. And it's probably going on my wish list. And then finally, I sampled English Major from Sorce. This is a perfume I'd seen and heard a lot about on social media. I was really looking forward to trying it, and I'm really grateful to Ivette for sending me this sample. So, English Major smells like the pages of a freshly printed book that has been slathered in melted marshmallows. I love, love, love the idea of reproducing the smell of a book, or better yet, a whole bookstore. And I think Sorce has done this very successfully. It smells exactly like a big gust of wind came through a bookshop, making like all of the pages of the books flutter all around while someone is in the break room toasting marshmallows. As a perfume, I did not love the way that it wore on me personally. And that's because there is something about marshmallow that just doesn't agree with me. It's kind of like the way milky lactonic notes go sour on me. Marshmallow is a note that I really struggle with. However, I will say I would love this in a candle. Like, love. I would love to have my entire home smell like a marshmallow drenched bookstore. So there we have it, the perfumes I enjoyed and sampled during the month of October. I'd say that the two highlights of the month for me were definitely Luminous from La Perla and Bois Vanille from Serge Lutens. They went into my journal as my perfume of the month and my sample of the month. Good stuff, good stuff. And I would love to hear what you have enjoyed or sampled this month. I have pages and pages in my journal where I write down recommendations that I get from all of you that sound interesting and that I want to check out. So thank you so much for all of the good chats in the comments here. I love, love, love hearing from you so much. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a really great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.